In the previous video of this series, we showed how we built and mounted the table. While it is attached, it's still not usable without a leg to hold it up. That's the subject of this video. We received no compensation for the use of or mention of products or companies in this video. I checked the height of the table at its 2-person and 4-person positions. They were the same. The height I needed to make the leg was 29 inches. I made this table leg mainly from the leg of the original Dinette table. That table was actually 1.5 inches lower than the new one, so the leg would need to be made taller. To do this, I started by adding 1/2-inch plywood to the oak attachment plate that connects the leg to the bottom of the table. I just traced out the size on the plywood and made the 2 cuts. The original table leg was all solid oak. Originally, it was a 1-inch thick plank with 2 small buttresses attached to the top. Then it was bolted to the attachment plate. For my redesign, I removed one of the buttresses on the side that the hinge would be attached. The hinge is the leftovers from the hinge of the table. I just needed to cut it to fit. I still needed to make the leg longer, so I made a foot from this piece of the original table. I just cut along the edges of the pocket holes. I needed to make the foot smooth so that it would not snag on the carpet. To do this, I used my router with a 1/8 inch roundover bit. In this case, the part is too small to clamp down and hold the router in my hands. So instead, I clamped the router to the table and held the block in my hands. This is more hazardous because of the gap from the base plate to the bit. But with a small cut of this router bit, there is not much force needed to hold the block. But it was still very noisy. With all of the pieces cut, I could then assemble the leg on the bottom of the table. I started with a 1/2-inch plywood, locating it in the middle of the table. I marked the location and then applied glue to the bottom of the 1/2-inch plywood. Then I relocated it and used drywall screws to hold it in place. I located the screws in line with some of the holes in the oak attachment plate. Then I glued and used screws to mount the attachment plate to the 1/2-inch plywood. All the holes in this plate were from the original table. It was just convenient to use them. With the attachment plate secured, I could start mounting the hinge on the leg. Putting the screws into oak is best done by making pilot holes first. This helps prevent splitting the wood. So I marked the locations and drilled the holes. Then I attached the hinge to the leg. Then I used the hinge on the leg to locate the new holes in the attachment plate. I drilled the pilot holes and attached the hinge and leg to the plate. Finally, I drilled a pilot hole in the oak foot. Then I used the foot to locate a hole on the bottom of the leg. After drilling this, I then attached the foot to the leg. Then I slid the table assembly back into the cabinet and tested the new leg. I was able to use it quite well. Then I gave it to Sherry. This was the first time Sherry tried folding the new table. This showed me that the design works, but I need to add some latches to various parts of the table to stabilize the opening, closing, and the use of the table. That being said, the table is now usable, so I can finish off the trim, build the door, and put on the door faces. And I still need to come up with the countertop and tabletop materials. But all of that will be in future videos.
Thanks for watching our video. If you like what you see, press the like button below and subscribe. And also check out our other videos.